Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
It's a very cold start to the weekend throughout the Bluegrass State, but it's all eyes on a potential winter storm. We'll track the beginning of it just ahead.
With winter weather in the short-term forecast for Fayette County, road crews have already begun to pre-treat the roads.
A woman does a good deed only to be rewarded in a way she never expected.
What she has to say to a stranger whose generosity will get her through the holidays. WKYT News at 5 starts now.
Okay, if you think it's cold outside now, just wait. This early blast of winter is not done by a long shot.
Yeah, we are tracking snow chances later in the weekend. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here now to tell us what to expect over the next couple of days.
Yeah, those snow chances coming in Sunday night and Monday especially, guys. So what is a cold start to the weekend may end up being a white one before all is said and done. We've got a lot to talk about, including some record cold temperatures going on right now. Look at the numbers. Into the upper 20s and low 30s for highs this afternoon into all of central and eastern Kentucky. 28 Jackson and Harlan, 31 right now out at Bluegrass Airport in Lexington. So far today, Lexington setting a record high. The old record, 34 degrees from 1906. No, I'm not talking about a record high. I'm talking about a record cold high temperature. Only 32 degrees so far on the day, and that would break that old record cold high temperature set more than 100 years ago. So moral of the story, kiddos, you're living through the coldest date, at least for this date, on record for the city of Lexington. Winds are gusting up. Feels like it is 24 into Somerset and London. The wind chill forecast this evening with those numbers dropping back into the upper teens. We will hold into the teens as we go into the first part of tomorrow. Still a couple of snow flurries wandering by our skyline into parts of southeastern Kentucky. Here's what everyone is talking about, though. It is the potential for snow and accumulating snows coming up by Sunday night and Monday with an area of low pressure that develops and works across parts of the eastern slopes of the Appalachian Mountains. Guys, that is a good track for accumulating snows across Kentucky. But which areas have the best chance of seeing snow? A first call for snowfall map is just minutes away.
Thank you, Chris. And we checked with road crews around the area today to see how they're getting ready for this snow.
Here in Lexington, workers have already been out preparing the roads. WKYT's Mike Linden shows us what else they're doing in our top story at 5.
Winter is coming, and for the Fayette County Department of Streets and Roads, that means laying down salt brine as well as preparing their salt supply. The Division of Streets and Roads in Fayette County cleans and clears more than 100 miles of city and county roads each year. Laying down salt brine is a way to pre-treat the roads to lower the freezing point of asphalt. Drivers say the salt brine trucks hold about 1,200 gallons and are refilled about 3 times each day.
Salt brine is a great product. It's inexpensive. It lasts for up to 3 days on the road, so we can get out, as I said, we've been out since yesterday putting it down in anticipation, hey, we may get some as early as Sunday.
Road crews will be on 24-hour standby over the weekend in case we do indeed see winter weather in central Kentucky. In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
And Alan says the best way to stay safe while driving in the snow is to slow down about 10 miles an hour from the posted speed limit. Kentucky's 56th Lieutenant Governor took her oath of office publicly this afternoon. Crit Llewellyn's public swearing-in took place at the state capitol. She officially took office yesterday in a private ceremony. She replaces Jerry Abramson, who resigned to take a job with the Obama administration. She credits her ancestors with paving the way for her today.
Their blood runs in my veins, and I feel an obligation to build on the sacrifices made by those past generations. That is why I answered the call when Governor Beshear asked that I accept this appointment to serve with him as Lieutenant Governor.
Llewellyn is no stranger to state government. She worked under 6 governors before becoming state auditor in 2003 and then again in 2007.
A man accused of attempted murder has learned his punishment. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Jessamine County. Kevin Wilhoit received 3 years in prison for firing shots at a man's home last Christmas. The 10 people inside, none of them were hurt, though. Wilhoit and the victim got into a fight outside the Speedway on Main Street before that shooting. A vigil will be held this weekend to remember a man killed in a Rowan County home invasion. The vigil will mark Bo Otis's 21st birthday. The Moorhead News reports it'll be held from 6 to 9 tomorrow at the Agricultural Education and Marketing Center in Owingsville. Otis was shot during a break-in in June. 5 men are charged with his murder. And a man wanted in Madison County in a robbery has been caught in another state. Richmond police say that Wendell Wells robbed a Subway on Lexington Road at gunpoint on Wednesday. They say Illinois State Police stopped him Thursday for DUI and found the same gun used in the robbery and some of the cash he took. Wells is charged with DUI and gun charges in Illinois. He'll be brought back to Richmond to face robbery and gun charges.
Starting tonight, it all counts. The UK basketball team officially tipping off their season at Rupp Arena. We're about 3 hours from that game, but people have already started arriving downtown. WKYT's Rob Bromley is live for us at Wildcat Central with a preview. Good afternoon, Rob.
Hello, Amber. Hello, Sam. 8 o'clock tip tonight, so the Big Blue Nation is slow arriving, but there are fans already here at Wildcat Central as the curtain goes up on a new season. And again, it's high expectations for the Wildcats. Nothing new there, but John Calipari has really put together quite a collection of veterans and freshmen on the court. Altogether, 9 McDonald's All-Americans. Now, the Cats are expected to have an easy time tonight with Grand Canyon and then Buffalo here Sunday afternoon. Next Tuesday, Kansas up in Indianapolis. Cal feels really good about his team, but he won't know for sure until they're challenged.
We don't know. I mean, until we get some adversity, you know, are we big? Ooh, we're really big. Do we have like 5 Anthony Davises? Absolutely not. We have not one John Wall. Not one. But we're really good players who, you know, are not that far apart from each other, trying and playing together and doing pretty good.
And the game with Grand Canyon tips off at 8 here tonight in Rupp Arena. You can see it on the SEC network. I will have much more coming up in sports. Come down and see us here at Wildcat Central. You can pick up a collectible at Kentucky branded. And in sports, how does this team stack up to the other Wildcat teams that Alex Poitras has been on? He talks about that. For now, that's it from here at Wildcat Central. Sam, Amber, back to you.
Rob, thank you. And the Cats hit the court again Sunday when Buffalo comes to Rupp.
You can no longer smoke e-cigarettes indoors in Lexington. The Urban County Council voted unanimously to expand the city's existing smoking ban to include e-cigarettes last night. As WKYT's Victor Puente shows us, the new rules take effect immediately.
The push for this ban began earlier this year when Fayette County's Board of Health voted 9-0 to support an amendment that would put e-cigarettes in the same category as tobacco. Last night, Lexington City Council put it on the books. It was an effort led by Vice Mayor Linda Gordon. The ordinance places e-cigarettes or vaporizers under the same restrictions as tobacco, meaning restaurants, businesses, and government buildings are off limits. It's a move the city's Commissioner of Health agrees with.
While they're called vapor, they're really atomizers, and they're more like bug spray than a vapor.
But people who oppose that ban say the move was unnecessary.
When you put e-cigarettes on the same level as cigarettes in regards to the ban, it applies a stigma kind of to vaping, kind of demonizes the product.
Florence is a co-owner of 723 Vapor. He says the products he sells have helped people quit smoking. He also says the chemicals in that vapor are safe.
It's literally parts per million, parts per billion, non-toxic, insignificant levels.
The nicotine in e-cigarettes is delivered in what's referred to as a juice. Florence says it's much safer than traditional tobacco.
It's not the nicotine that kills you when you're smoking cigarettes. It's all the tar and the other ancillary substances that come with putting the tobacco into your lungs.
But Dr. Leach disagrees.
The number of calls to poison centers is up. The number of them hitting little kids because they play with this stuff, because of what it looks like, is way up. The number in young people is up.
It's an argument that's caused a lot of debate, even on our Facebook page, where hundreds of people have joined the discussion. But Florence says it really comes down to a different set of numbers.
460,000 people died last year of smoking and secondhand cigarette smoking. 0 people died last year from vaping.
With this ordinance, Lexington becomes the 8th city in Kentucky to have some form of an e-cigarette ban. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The Fayette County Health Department has endorsed a statewide ban similar to Lexington's on e-cigarettes. You can join the conversation on WKYT.com. Vote in our web poll. Right now, the majority of people who have taken the survey are against a ban on e-cigarettes. Let's take a live look now at Centerpoint. This afternoon, we're learning the project is about to enter its next phase. Developer Dudley Webb telling us that he is scheduled to bring a crane he needs for the project the first week in December. You may recall that Main Street between Limestone and Upper will have to close for 42 hours to get that crane in place. Webb says the project is still on schedule.
A young Lexington mother went to buy groceries last night only to receive an early Christmas surprise.
What a gift it was. Rebecca Smith talked to the woman who says the unexpected gift came when she needed it most. The story's new at 5.
Says she's fallen on hard times recently while caring for her small daughter, Abby. What started out as a routine trip to Kroger Thursday turned into anything but when she spotted a man's gift card fall onto the ground in the parking lot.
I took it and I said, no, I can't accept this. Like, this was for your donation. And he said, no, it wasn't. It's for a donation. But I said, well, who's it from? You, a company, a business? And he said, consider it from the angels. I was stunned. I couldn't even look. I was like, okay.
She says the man wouldn't give her his name, but his eyes told it all.
He had the bluest eyes to me. It's just like, as soon as he said, consider it the angel sent me to you, I pictured him as an angel.
Jennifer says she walked into the Kroger and bought her baby some formula, came to the checkout, and soon realized there was a lot more than just $20 on that gift card.
It was $300. I was really excited. I got her, some bottles, formula, diapers. I got some food to make us last throughout the holiday. If I could meet the person that did it again, I would just jump on him and hug him. Like, this was just awesome.
In Lexington, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
Well, someone out there, a very giving person. Owen says that she's giving the remaining $100 on that card to her church. Wow.
I'm just happy to be alive.
You saw them dangling hundreds of stories up earlier this week. Today, 2 window washers talk about what happened and whether they'll go back to the job.
You can now get a copy of your house key by going online, but does the technology make it easier for strangers to get inside your home? We're showing you how it can happen in Better Living.
As Chris is telling us and showing us, snow's in the forecast. Are you ready? We'll show you how people are stocking up on some winter supplies on WKYT News at 5:30.
President Obama says he will take action on immigration before year's end. The president could use his executive authority to shield as many as 5 million undocumented immigrants from deportation. Administration officials say the earliest the president could act is next week. They survived dangling outside the World Trade Center for an hour. Today, 2 window washers are talking about that ordeal.
As Chris Van Cleve shows us, the men say they plan to go back to those jobs.
Juan Lizama and Juan Lopez are relieved to have their feet on the ground.
I'm just happy to be alive.
The window washers were trapped in their scaffold outside One World Trade Wednesday after a cable malfunctioned. Slack suddenly developed on one side, pitching the rig to a near vertical position 68 stories above the ground.
I just grab on, hold on, and hope we wasn't going to fall over.
The men were harnessed to their scaffold, stuck for about 90 minutes before rescue crews got to them. Firefighters sawed through 3 layers of glass, then pulled them to safety.
I know this job, safety number 1. One mistake, no story here.
Lizama and Lopez say they'll be back on the job, but perhaps at a lower altitude.
There's a lot of ground floor jobs that, we might want to take for the moment,
The scaffold company is still investigating to determine exactly what went wrong. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, New York.
The 2 men suffered only mild hypothermia from that ordeal. The rescue came a little more than a week after One World Trade Center opened for business. Across Kentucky, communities gearing up for the first snowfall of the season. We're in southern Kentucky to show you how road crews are preparing there on WKYT News at 5:30.
It is a convenient service. Simply take a picture of your key and go online to get it copied. But the technology comes with a risk. We have the alert for you next in Better Living. It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. 5 deaths have now been linked to dangerous airbags. Takata made the airbags, which have inflators that can potentially explode and hurl metal into the air. The 5th death happened in a Honda, but millions of other car brands use them. A U.S. grand jury is investigating Takata for possible criminal activities. You can now make a copy of your house key by simply taking a picture and then going online. It's convenient, but does it put you at risk? Weijia Zhang shows us just how easy it is for the wrong person to get inside your home.
This is not my house.
Hello?
But I got right in, even though the door was locked.
I'm not happy about that.
Double high five. Whee! Homeowner Nina DeRosa is upset because all I needed to get inside was a photo of her key.
It's kind of scary that it's so accessible so quickly.
2 new apps and a website use new technology to help homeowners duplicate keys. They all work similarly. Take a picture of any key and upload it. You'll receive a copy of the key in the mail several days later.
I've left them on my desk.
James DeRosa never imagined we would get inside his house so quickly, even though he gave us permission to duplicate his wife's key.
It kind of defeats the purpose of having a key.
But the founder of One Cyber Locksmith tells us his site won't accept photos that look like they can be snapped by anyone from a distance.
We ask for both sides of the key in part to make sure that the person taking the picture has enough physical access to the key to turn it over.
Security expert Alan Schissel says the only way to protect yourself, protect your keys.
Don't keep them with other identification which can tie up the connection between that key and a particular address.
Weijia Zhang, CBS News.
Starting today, Walmart stores will price match online retailers like Amazon for the holidays. The company already price matches its competitors with physical stores. Walmart tested matching online stores in several cities before taking this policy nationwide. For more health, education, and consumer news, just go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living. Now, here's what's coming up for you at 5:30.